Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Here we are, another episode of the Fitish podcast. What?
I'm just getting bigger.
Well, you should be. That's actually
20 pounds, JC. I stepped on the scale this morning and Francisco was next to me. And it's so funny. Like, I never want to get on a scale in front of a guy. I think that's a girl thing. I actually don't weigh myself. That was his scale. I never weigh myself, but we just happen to have a scale. So like once a month, I've been weighing myself to see how much weight I put on. And I got on the scale and I know what I started pregnancy at. So that's kind of always been the barometer, you know? So I know what I started at. And unfortunately, I started about 10 pounds heavier than normal. But I have to just go from there. I don't get to add that on. Yeah, or it would be 30 pounds. Yeah. Anyway, 20 pounds and I still have 11 weeks to go.
I don't know what you're supposed to gain when you're pregnant.
A pound a week.
A pound a week. So you're pregnant for 40 weeks?
Yeah, well, not a pound a week in the beginning, but it's like half a pound a week and then a pound a week. They say if you're a healthy weight to begin with, if you're somewhere in a healthy range, not skinny and not considered overweight, 25 to 35 pounds is what you gain. Oh. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you're on track.
I mean, I have friends that gain 60. I have women that come up to me these days or y'all write me and you're like, I gained 80. And then I'll see photos of you pregnant. And I'm kind of shocked because I'm like, I mean, you look pregnant, but where did the 80 pounds go?
I think my wife gained like 30 or 40.
Really?
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about these things.
I think it's fine.
It's
30
fine.
or 40. Well, she had two.
So it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was each.
Yeah. So
I gained 10 just from Thanksgiving.
Yes, Fran says he's gained a little weight too.
I really did.
Yeah, just from eating.
Yeah, I guess just from eating and drinking. Here's the thing about alcohol. It's just so necessary lately.
Is it?
It's just so necessary lately.
Tell me about it. I wouldn't know. I saw a homeless man that said, I'm just trying to buy weed and beer. That was his sign. Yeah. And I'm like, same, man. Like,
keep it real, my guy.
I wish I could.
I don't know. It's just something about the holiday season that just brings a little bit more stress. And there's nothing better than capping off the night with a nice little bottle of wine or some White Claw. And you tell yourself you want to do 1 or 2 cups or glasses. Sorry, I do cups because I'm not fancy. And then it turns out that you drink like 3 or 4.
Well, if you finish a bottle, it's more like 4.5.
Well,
depending on your pour.
I share it with Kinsey. But it just adds on. And
with you though, I mean, it's been hard for me to not. I thought you got pregnant and you were like, oh yeah, because you know I'm not a big drinker. Like when you think about me, you know that I hardly drink at all, but I love red wine, and I have actually had a hard time, and I've actually had a few glasses. Yeah.
Well, you guys were traveling abroad, so that makes it a little bit more difficult because you want to try all the flavors.
You know, I've had better ideas than flying to Paris. I've had better ideas in my life.
Oh, really? I thought you guys looked like you were having so much fun.
You know what? It was amazing. Have you ever been somewhere that you had never been before? Have you ever been somewhere for the first time and it was kind of exactly what you thought it would be?
Yeah.
It was that for me, but in an amazing way.
Like in a good way.
But you know what's funny is the Eiffel Tower is so fucking majestic and incredible. I don't get weird over landmarks. I don't really care. I mean, I wanted to see the Eiffel Tower because, I mean, you grew up in the United States, you know the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it's just synonymous with Paris and you know it's just this epic kind of landmark. And you know, when you get to landmarks in general, how you're kind of like, okay, you know, like you see it and you're like, oh, it's smaller in person, or, you know, you kind of have that reaction. I don't know what it is, but that Eiffel Tower, I mean, anyone that's seen it probably agrees, like, it's fucking amazing. Like, it is huge. And to think about how long ago they built that, and there's nothing else of its height in that skyline because it's in that old part of Paris where they have these like kind of architecture rules that they don't have all these high-rise buildings, right? So nothing is taller than that Eiffel Tower. So it just stands out in the skyline. Oh, it's incredible.
Did you guys take the obligatory kissing in front of the Eiffel Tower picture?
No.
What are you doing?
He fucking slacked on taking my photos on that trip. We got in like such a fight about it. Like, I took these amazing photos of him and he took a photo of me and I looked at it and I was like, that's what I get. And
we're one shot, guys. Here, that's every guy, by the way, Jenna.
I like started crying under the Eiffel Tower because we were fighting over like a photo. No, that was the only fight we got in. It was like a 3-minute fight. I was just mad.
Did you see any engagements at the Eiffel Tower?
No, but like he planned us a dinner at the Eiffel Tower so you can eat.
You can eat there?
I thought it was going to be real touristy, you know, like let me tell you, it's not like going and eating at like the Ball in Dallas. Like it's like
Reunion Tower.
It's like a Michelin restaurant and it's a few levels up. So you take that really cool what are those weird elevators called? No, furnicula. Furnicula.
That's a word I've never heard.
Furnicula. I'm not saying that right.
Furnicula?
Furnicula.
Furnicula.
Yeah, those are the elevators that go like up a slope, the sideways ones.
Oh, like an escalator, but in a little capsule. Okay,
yeah, it's
gotcha.
crazy. So there's some real fancy restaurant up there that we slipped into
How many people can
one
fit
night,
in this thing?
and in the Furnicula.
No, in the restaurant that they have at the Eiffel Tower that I was not aware existed.
Oh, a lot. A fancy restaurant.
Oh, really?
Big. Yeah, multiple rooms, and it lights up now. The Eiffel Tower lights up for 5 minutes on the hour every hour when it gets dark. So
yeah.
But those Michelin restaurants are amazing because like they're like serving you amuse bouches and like little like it's like a 3-hour meal, and it was actually incredible. But anyway, so yeah, we went there for dinner. I thought it was going to be touristy, and it wasn't. There were lots of French people in there. I think it was a really nice restaurant. I mean, I'm sure it's a once a year or like an
anniversary thing. I was gonna eat there, but I full.
I full. But do you know what I did?
Did you miss my dad jokes?
No, I got it.
Cool,
But
cool.
I full. Yeah, I got it. Fran would like that one.
Yeah,
He needs
he
more
would.
dad jokes.
He's
Yeah.
my dude.
No, Paris was great though, to sum it up. Paris was great. The flight was far. I'm a terrible flyer when I can't take a Xanax and I can't drink and you're on a bumpy flight across the Atlantic Ocean overnight for 10 hours. Yeah. And it was pretty consistently bumpy, actually, not horrible turbulence or anything, but enough to make you constantly aware that you're on an airplane, like you can't actually sleep. So to think that I used miles so we could fly business class. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the baby move.
You gotta go in. Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Like it was not even that great to like fly because I was just the whole night I'm like sweating. I was so stressed. And so I never adjusted to the time for some reason. So I stayed up till 3 a.m. every night. I slept till 12 or 1 every day. And then it was dark and I was very confused with the time. So I would have croissants and coffee, which was amazing. And then we'd go out and walk around and it was like 4. So I was very turned around on time, but
that's the way I would prefer to do a trip to Europe so that when I come home, my clock's not all messed up.
Oh, I haven't been jet lagged since I've been home. I've been great. I came home, I went to sleep. It was like, and this baby keeps moving around. He's on some sort of schedule. So he was waking me up every night anyway.
And Europeans, for the most part, are late people, right? Don't they eat later and they party later and everything's later? So you actually just showed up at the right time.
Yeah, but I didn't party and I can't drink. I mean, I had a couple glasses of wine and then I started feeling guilty, even though I know it's okay. Like I didn't have a couple glasses of wine a day, but I would have like a glass of wine and then the next day I had a glass of wine. And for some reason I started feeling guilty, even though I know that at the end of the day, it's probably okay. But when you look really pregnant and you're in a restaurant really pregnant and you're ordering a glass of wine, you feel, you definitely feel like judgment looks
but it's
for
Europe.
sure.
Hey, parlez-vous français?
But I fucked up royally.
I saw that you had
the one thing
you had a Kinsey moment.
I most wanted to do in Paris. The one thing that I was most looking forward to. And I am so grateful in a way. When I fuck up lately or when things aren't going my way, I've started to reframe it. Like when I didn't get that house, I go, well, at least I didn't have to spend the money. You know, like I try to look at it. It wasn't meant to be, right? You just kind of have to try to like brush it off and move on.
A life lesson.
So I was most looking forward to, and unfortunately the upside here is that Fran, not a big sports guy. I'm the sports guy in the family. And I mean, I'm not even that big of a sports guy, but I am a rabid soccer fan. I absolutely love it. I was really looking forward to going, especially because of the stacked team that Paris Saint-Germain has. And so I had bought third row behind the bench.
They have the 3 best players or strikers in the world on the same team right now.
They do. And they were playing, which was great because Messi had been hurt. So they were actually playing. So I bought third row behind the team's bench. So very cheap.
So you would have seen Messi. You would have seen Mbappe. You would have seen Neymar Jr.
Yeah.
You would have probably smelled them.
I might have gotten to see Ramos, even though he wasn't playing, but he's
your soccer crush.
Hottie. Yeah, and he would be sitting right there. Yeah. So anyway, so I bought these tickets, and the hotel actually that we stayed at was really top notch. I mean, it was just an amazing hotel. So to get these tickets, instead of buying them from, Le Seat Geek or like whatever French brokerage they
Le
had.
Ticketmaster.
I asked the hotel because, at these nice hotels, like you actually should utilize the concierge because you're paying so much to stay there that you should use them to make reservations because they have better connections anyway. So I reached out to them for a couple of things, like for some of the restaurants that I wanted. And for this, I was like, could you recommend a broker? And they're like, well, we'll just get them for you and you pay the hotel. I'm like, well, great. I was like, I want to go to the PSG game against Nantes and it's on Sunday the 21st. And they were like, well, no, it's on Sunday the 20th. I was like, whatever. I didn't think about the date. And so they acquired the tickets for me. I paid the hotel, again, a very, very small amount of money for these tickets.
You have to invest in the memories you make when you go on these trips.
I agree. I've actually never regretted spending money on, kind of a concert or a boxing match, sporting event, something like that, because it can just be incredible. Anyway, so Fran and I are kind of fucking around on Saturday and just walking around, holiday shopping. We did a lot of walks. It's beautiful there just to walk around. And so we would just like stop, get coffee or soup, and then walk around. And so we get back to the hotel at 4 because he had planned us a dinner for that night on a boat, like a boat that goes up the Seine, which was amazing. And I had Crazy Horse tickets for that night. So that was a miscommunication. So we decided, well, we're going to do the boat dinner instead of Crazy Horse. So there's another, I don't know, a couple $100 I spent on Crazy Horse tickets that can't be refunded.
What's Crazy Horse?
The burlesque show.
What? He didn't want to do that?
Well, it was just... we had to choose because we double booked ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we get back to the hotel to get ready for dinner and the concierge is like, oh, bonjour, Miss Owens. How was the game? And I'm like, the game's tomorrow. And he's like, no, it's now. I'm like, what?
Oh no, it was going on
this whole time I had in my head that the game was Sunday, and I'm on top of my shit normally, but I'm pregnant and I didn't have an itinerary, and I had always thought the game was on Sunday, and I wasn't on my phone all day.
Is it not like the U.S. where you walk by a freaking restaurant and the game's on, like, or you didn't
would
notice?
Think, right? Well, we had been taking Ubers. We had not taken the subway, and I'm sure if we had taken the subway, we would have seen people.
Oh, you were taking Ubers?
Which Ubers there are like super nice, by the way.
Really?
And
Uber
so yeah, like the regular Ubers are like nice black Mercedes and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
You can Uber X and you can Uber Moto, but that's even more expensive.
I ain't doing that.
You can ride on the back of a motorcycle with a guy.
I'm straddling some guy.
Well, they get around
my
faster
life
that
in his
way.
hands right there.
I
just met him. His name's Pierre. Probably
I am
really
not
good
finished
looking.
expressing my grief about what happened. Okay, but then I'll be done anyway. Yeah, I looked at my phone and it was in the last 10 minutes of the game and it was a close game and Messi played. Messi ended up scoring his first goal of the season with the team at the very last minute of the game.
To win it?
I think they ended up winning 3-1. So it was 2-1 when I looked at the score, but
to seal it.
I went up to the room. I just like lost it. Because I knew it was only my fault, right? I cried and I cried. I was so upset. And the concierge called and he's like, do y'all want to go see the rugby game tonight? And Fran started laughing. Like he was trying to do anything. He thought I was just like a big sports girl. And I was like, I don't want to see rugby. Like I don't even know the rules of rugby. Like I wanted to
tried.
Oh, the hotel was so great about it.
Poor
the
guy.
Hotel, they haven't yet, but they said they were going to refund the money.
What?
And I'm like,
that is so nice of them.
Holy shit.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah, like
French people, they get a lot of shit here from us here in the States for not being extremely kind to us or nice, right?
It was 50-50. I would definitely
But the
say
hotel, like the service.
Oh, yeah, no. The hotel that we stayed at was amazing. The hotel was called Le Maurice if you end up, wanting to check out a nice place. The hotel was phenomenal and in a great location. But, well, yeah, I mean, for what you pay to stay at a hotel like that, that's probably why they're able to do things of that level. But they said they're going to refund. And I think it's because they acquired the tickets. Not only that, on our last night there, they left me all this baby Messi stuff on the bed.
They give you Messi?
Baby Messi uniform and PSG bib and onesie and like French baby clothes. Like it was so nice. And
Messi Robilia.
And he was like, I'll get your tickets the next time you come to Paris for a game. And Fran and I are laughing like,
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
God, you know, we're not going to be there for a while. But I was really upset about it, but I tried to brush it off. We went to dinner. And I mean, but frankly, coming home, it's like I'm still sick about it. You fly 10 hours across the world. And I mean, Fran knows.
A once in a lifetime opportunity.
I need therapy.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get some therapy, you might as well call our friends at BetterHelp, Jenna, because they're there for you. And listen, BetterHelp is therapy, yes, but therapy can be anything you need. And in this instance, Jenna is sad and she's emotional.
I'm hormonal. I'm pregnant.
She's hormonal and she needs somebody to talk to about this.
And, you know, I say I need therapy because I missed an event and kind of jest, but the holiday season's really tough. For some reason, you know, I spent a lot of Christmases by myself and I had a really difficult time, a lot of holidays, and on a real level. You know, I think because you're surrounded by people that are, you know, in love, or people that have big families and they have stuff to do over the holidays. So if you find yourself alone, it can really make you feel very isolated. And I think, you know, BetterHelp's such a great virtual resource. And I mean, you can find a therapist in under 48 hours that, you know, it's dependent on your needs, right? I mean, it could be relationship help, or if you're a new parent and you're struggling, or if you're alone and you're dealing with some depression, BetterHelp has a great therapist for you.
It's customized. You could do video, you could be on the phone, you could do live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. And also, the main thing is, you think therapy and you think it's going to be really expensive. No, BetterHelp is really affordable.
Yeah.
They want it to be affordable because they want everybody to have access to therapy, because
even
it really
more
helps.
Yeah, even more affordable for you right now, because our Fitish listeners get an additional 10% off your first month at BetterHelp when you go to betterhelp.com/Fitish. That's BetterHelp.com/Fitish for an additional 10% off your first month. So if you're feeling down, check it out.
Call somebody. Somebody's there ready to listen to you. Now, you remember Kinsey did something similar when I went to San Francisco for the first time ever in my life. And I grew up in California, but I grew up in Southern California.
Yes,
and
I remember this.
I flew in for a buddy's wedding. He was doing it in the vineyards. And Kinsey was like, you've never been to San Francisco. Let's stay in the city and let's get a hotel and go out to dinner and make it a romantic night. Yeah, we showed up and Kinsey had, in fact, gotten a hotel room in that particular hotel, but she had gotten it for a week prior.
And y'all no-showed it, right?
And we no-showed. And this is the difference between the good service that you got, Jenna, and the shitty ass service that I got at this hotel. And I refuse to stay
at that chain.
I will never, ever, 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 ever stay at this chain again because of how the way
they charged you and wouldn't rectify it.
Well, when we showed up, clearly Kinsey was distraught. She was sad. She started crying right away. And the front desk person wouldn't help us, basically. I said, well, do you guys have any rooms? And they said, yes, we do have a room. And they said, well, this is how much the rate is. And I said, okay, well, surely since I paid for something that I did not receive, a service I didn't receive, a room that you guys, if it was a crazy week, you probably sold it off when we didn't show up for check-in, right?
Yeah.
That's what they typically do. You could at least give me some sort of a discount, if not,
right,
make it better for my wife. You know, they're expensive in the city, you know? It's like, it's not a cheap.
San Francisco's expensive.
And he refused. And I said, can you get a manager? And he got the manager, and the manager's like, no, it was a busy weekend for us last week. So, and I said, okay, then you guys definitely sold the room, right? Somebody took it up. And he said, well, I'm not able to see that. And I said, okay, so you're not going to do anything for us. That money you just took.
What did y'all end up doing? Go to get a different hotel?
We got in an argument right there, because it's you're flying all day, right?
Oh.
And on top of that, it's a stressful time. It was a wedding, and so we got into an argument outside of that hotel, to the point where I was like, okay, I need to start walk. I started walking away from her because it was becoming a scene.
Yeah.
She was crying, and I was trying to stay calm, and I'm like, all right, let's just go to the car. So we got in the car and we drove out to Sonoma, and
and that's nice.
It's a very quiet ride. Very quiet.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like a 2-hour drive. Yeah.
Oh, rush hour, by the way.
Yeah.
It was rush hour. And so it was a very quiet ride. And the people that, when we got to the hotel, they got us a room. But they didn't do anything for us. They didn't try to help us. They didn't refund any money. They just took. And it's a big chain, Jenna. It's not like it's just a mom and pop little tiny hotel. No, this is a chain. This is a chain that we've done business with in the past. This is a chain that I used to, actually was my favorite hotel to stay at. And now it's I won't touch it.
I have such a different perspective on customer service now that I have a business with all the inquiries, and I can't imagine at a level of that, right?
Yeah.
But how much complaining you get and how many errors and issues you get and customer issues. It's a whole, I mean, you have like a full-time staff, I'm sure, that handles
big time.
customer service, but at that level, you can also afford it. It was very hard for me in the beginning with Fitish when a customer had an issue with a product. You know, we would get an email from someone that was like, I dropped my bottle on the ground and it broke. Can I have another one? And you're kind of like, well,
you dropped it.
I mean, think about, I mean, at least as a woman, or maybe y'all guys have done this with cologne or some, I mean, when I'm talking about beauty products exclusively, like I have dropped foundation on the ground. I have dropped hairspray and it breaks. And then, you know, hairspray, it fucking sucks because then like it doesn't work at all. And that's, or have you just gotten a faulty bottle? And like, I have never, I mean, I've returned stuff before, asked for a refund, I guess, but like, I'm not the type usually, like if I break it, I don't contact and do that. However, you know, so in the beginning, I was kind of like, why as a small business when like that cost me money to ship and product to someone that broke it, which technically is their fault, you know, but then you start slowly. We've always been really good for the most part, you know, unless we've caught you like trying to scam. We've always been really good at like, you know, doing that because it's actually
Creates
really
loyalty.
hard when it creates brand loyalty and
Big
it
time.
creates, and hopefully, I mean, we make some effort, you know, whether it is a full replacement, because at some point, I mean, y'all would be shocked. Like at the end of the year, you should see how many tens of thousands of dollars we spend just giving free stuff for people that need it, you know. Or sometimes what'll happen is people will buy a product at a store of ours and then they want a refund from us. And I'm like, do people not know that's not how that works? Like that store bought it from us for half off and then they're selling it and then someone will reach
You
out
got to
to
go to
us
the store at that point.
and then they get frustrated. But the point of all that is that it's really hard to manage expectations with people, but the right thing to do, customer's not always right by any means, but you make them feel good at the end of the day.
Did we miss the date? Yes. But did we come back to your venue and did we want to do business with you again?
Right.
Absolutely. And
because they've lost you for life.
they lost. And here's the thing.
And all they had to do was just make some sort of
I didn't ask for the whole money back.
Some concession.
And it happened before with a Marriott, and I'll give a shout out to the Marriott because they fully refunded us. And they said, yeah, absolutely. Here's your money. It was one where we just missed it and we got stuck somewhere and we didn't show up. And I called them the next day and I said, hey man, we couldn't make it out. And they said, absolutely, here's your refund. I'm sorry for whatever happened. Hopefully you guys will do business with us again. So guess what? I'm going to take my son to New York for his birthday here in the next month. That's his birthday present. Him and Chloe, we're taking him to New York. And I made it a freaking point to get a Marriott room. I'm staying at, because they got me. Like that the fact that they did that for me back then and this other hotel chain didn't do it. It was between those two that were open. I went with Marriott all day. And it was a little more expensive, but I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Because they treated me with respect. They treated me like a customer. That's my soapbox. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So what are you all doing for the holidays?
So we're going to take the kids to New York.
You are?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. Similar. Same.
Well, I remember like a few weeks back, you and I had this conversation and I was like, so what are the dates of travel?
Let me check. I think it's before Christmas because we talked about.
Is it over Christmas?
No, it's before Christmas. Right
okay, so before and before. You're coming back before Christmas.
I believe we are going around the 18th to the 21st.
Okay, so just a few days. All right.
But
there's some snowstorm hitting. Yeah.
But yes, it's New York in the wintertime. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be cold. It's going to be, my kids are annoying. I already know it.
I'm not a New York fan.
I'm not either.
I'm not. Janie, who works for me, we laugh about this all the time because her sister lives there and just thrives. She loves it. I mean, I think if you're in your 20s and live there, or you have a lot of money and you live there, but it is just, it's an amazing city. It is, but it is tiresome to get around. It is a grind.
It's a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Our dreams are made of.
I get claustrophobic. Yeah, I'm just not. I know. I've never really been a big fan
the
of New
subway.
York. Yeah.
Intimidates me. But then
Pizza Rat.
Yeah, I saw that Pizza Rat. And then the other thing you could do is Uber, but that's hard.
Yeah.
So then you got to go in the cabs.
And it's cold as hell.
And I'll be honest, I haven't met a nice cabbie yet in New York yet.
And knowing Kinsey, and if the kids have never been, like, y'all are going to be doing Statue of Liberty, like y'all going to be doing all the tourist stuff, right?
Empire State Building. Going to the 9/11 memorial probably. She wants to go to some museum with dinosaurs in it.
Happy holidays.
I'm like, there's dinosaur museums out here. We just went to the Jurassic Park experience.
Yeah.
Those are real dinosaurs for real.
Are the kids excited?
They don't know yet. We're going to surprise them.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I'm planning is I'm getting a little video made from Lil Nas X because my son loves him. And Lil Nas X is going to reveal it to him, and then we're going to go, bop.
Wow.
That's my plan. Do I want to go? No. I'm doing it for my kids.
And you think they'll love it?
Yeah, well, we're not like yelling at them and stuff. They're going to be
So
a big
do
fan.
y'all share a room?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how does that work with two kids? So you share a hotel room, they sleep in a bed together. Like I want to know the nitty gritty of like how this works actually.
The perfect trip with kids would be you get a suite so that you have your own room.
Right.
Because I'm all about the boom boom.
Yeah. We know.
You need it to de-stress. But when it's
because they're also, it's one thing to have a baby, right? Like, sorry to interrupt. Like if Fran and I have an infant and we're traveling to Mexico, of course it could be just him and I, and we could have sex in front of that baby, and that baby's not going to know, right?
Still
like,
awkward though.
No, but I mean, you know, if the baby's sleeping in a crib, but your kids are at an age like you can't get away with that shit.
Yeah,
like if they're in the same room,
they're starting to ask about that stuff, so I can't even do it.
Okay.
So the perfect scenario would be a suite with each of us having our own rooms. But since this is New York and that's not how it works in New York, or maybe it does, but it's just way more expensive because I watched Home Alone and they did have suites in that movie.
Yes.
This is going to be just a hotel room with 2 beds, and we're just going to cram it all in there.
Yeah.
Okay, all of us.
Few days. Well, no, you can make it like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
With sexy time. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But I'm
Are they at an age that if you could afford it, you could get an adjoining room and leave them in there to sleep and leave the door open kind of and then shut it during the night? Probably, right?
Yeah.
They would be fine.
They're to the age now where I think I can leave them home alone for if I'm going to this grocery store across the street. Or,
they'd be fine for.
We had our neighbor's 40th birthday party it was next door to our house. They went to sleep and we were just next door, so we could leave them home alone in that. Even though I did read a book where something bad happened when they did that.
Yeah, well, Madeleine McCann in Portugal disappeared when her parents were downstairs.
But she was really
drinking.
little, right?
She was little, yeah.
So these are like, my kids are 10 and 8. So yeah, I'm getting to the point
so
now.
They wouldn't be, so they're good for a brief period of time. Yeah.
But I am definitely stressing out about traveling. I'm stressing out about getting stuck in New York because I'm scared that there's going to be another one of those cancellation waves.
Yeah. Well, think about the hell I've been through with traveling.
I know. You're the main reason I'm scared.
By the way, I think I'm done.
Was there any drama flying back?
No.
Okay, good.
But I told myself going into the Europe trip, I was like, my hope is that you have to be vaccinated to go to Paris.
Right.
So, so that's like a done deal. They have it organized really well too. We had to get a test before we came home, but they have this portal over there that is a QR code. So you get asked almost every restaurant you go to.
You show it.
Mm-hmm. You have a QR code on your phone, so you pull up your phone, so they scan it. But the cool thing about it is we got an alert when we got home that one of the places we were at, someone tested positive for COVID. So it kind of freaks you out because you're like, well, how do I know, like.
And which strand is it?
Where? Yeah.
There's all these strands now?
Yeah.
What if it's the new French strand?
Yeah. But how do I know like where I picked it up? But anyway,
yeah.
So no, we didn't have any delays or anything. We even had to fly through London on the way home, which was a grind because they stopped doing direct flights from Paris. So we had a layover in London. I was so tired. I mean, I didn't sleep the whole flight home, but yeah, we made it. But anyway, that was my thought is that, if the pilots and crews were kind of doing a standoff about vaccination policies domestically, especially, I felt confident that at least any crew that flies consistently to Europe, and one of the legs was British Airways anyway, but like if you're flying consistently to Paris, that crew has to spend the night there. And they'd have to be vaccinated to cross border control. Wow. So my hope is that they wouldn't bail on the flight out of a vaccination protest because they're vaccinated to do those long haul European flights.
Oh, that's why you didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
I keep getting the judged on my vaccination card because I laminated it.
You laminated it?
Well,
How are you going to put your booster on it?
Exactly. That's literally what they say every time.
Clear things that you can stuff in it. They say if you take it back to your pharmacy, they'll make you.
I know. Kinsey laminated it for us because she thought it would get all messed up. And every single time I've had to show it, I get that. Well, where are you going to put your booster? I'm like, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going on. I'll go back to my little pharmacy and get a new one. But it looks cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all laminated and official.
Do you wear it on a necklace?
Hell yeah.
On a lanyard?
No, I got I just usually put it in my wallet. There's a little pocket for my wallet. Just bust it out.
I think I'm done traveling for the year. I have the urge. I get why people go to the beach for baby moons now, because you get to lay down. It was very difficult. Like, I had no idea that I was going to feel like I had just done like a spin class, which I hate spin, every day. Like, I feel like a baby's head is pressing on my pelvic bones. And so like once I walked a couple miles each day, I was so done. Like, it would just hit me. Like, I feel like there's something down there. Like, it feels bruised. You know when you ride a bike for a long time?
Yeah.
How you feel down there?
So your baby probably going to come out looking like a bike seat.
Apparently it's normal. That's your bones preparing for the exit. Like
it's
stretching and softening or something like that.
I need that because my stuff is tight. I need some stretching.
You need some stretching.
I need a baby to help it out.
But I think I'm done. I think I'm here, which is scary. I mean, that means I'm not going anywhere until, at least
next year.
Many? Oh, yeah. But like, how many months after baby?
4?
You think?
5? I don't know. I forgot. It's been a few years.
So it's been nice though. I'm down. I'm buckling in for work because this is a big time of year for Fitish.
You're gonna be shipping all over the place.
We do. Thank you for everyone that ordered and took advantage. I mean, we're doing huge sales. We're about to do a warehouse sale as well. So, and then our Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we started it early this year, which was an idea that I had, just thinking you're competing for people's money, but it was such a smart move. Because we had more than 30% off on some stuff, so it was really, really good. But yeah, my fulfillment team, I need to send them like a really nice holiday present, because they ship for like weeks on end during this time of year. But this is why I love ShipStation. I have worked with ShipStation since I started my business. They have grown with me. I mean, ShipStation services small, running it out of your closet at home, to, Fortune 500 company size. And it's great. It's a streamlined kind of shipping service provider, right? So you're going to get, basically take all the hassle out of trying to find the lowest shipping prices, right? So they're going to source from all the different shipping carriers out there, and it's going to be compatible, with your Shopify store or your Etsy or your Amazon or however your business is selling stuff online. But I absolutely love it. When I go to my fulfillment center, it's so cool because orders come in and they just get printed off, and they get printed off in this organized way.
Nice.
So it's not by the order that they came in. It's by like grouping of product to help my fulfillment team pack. And then they can just like pack the products and slap the label on, and it's a done deal depending on what you chose as a customer for shipping. ShipStation is just so seamless. It makes
genius.
The hardest part of running your business so much easier, because if you have a business, shipping is probably the most expensive thing that you do as a company. It's really great. And ShipStation is actually going to help you save money as well. So if you have a small business, if you want to start one, I highly recommend it. Check out ShipStation. You're actually going to get a 60-day free trial with my offer code Fitish. Just enough time to handle the holiday rush too. Go to ShipStation.com, click that microphone at the top, and enter the code Fitish. ShipStation, make ship happen.
Nice. You brought up going on a bike, the stationary bike, and it reminded me of something.
No, I've never liked biking. Biking made my legs big. Spin. I know people love spin class. I don't like it at all.
First of all, look up, I think it was the Russian Olympic cyclists, the indoor guys. Their thighs. Have you seen this?
Oh, no. Are they huge? Oh, yeah.
Humongous thighs.
Humongous thighs.
Like, I would love to have these thighs. But
really?
Yeah.
As a guy, I guess having bigger thighs is fine.
I've gone from wanting to have
something most women want.
I know, but I went from being a dude that wanted like the big chest and 6-pack abs and like pretty dope shoulders. So now I'm like, I'm pretty interested in like nice legs and butt.
Nice legs and butt.
That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, right, nice legs and butt.
In myself, not in a mate. I'm just for myself. I just want to look in the mirror and go like, oh shit, damn. But we all have that one friend. Mine is Doomsday Dan.
Doomsday Dan?
Yeah, the people that always see the negative in things, they always find the negative.
Oh my God.
So I was talking about possibly, maybe investing in a stationary bike, to get them legs swole. And
like a Peloton bike or just
like one of those, any kind of bike. Anything that involves my legs going in circles and I don't have to go outside, because I want to do it at home, and I want to go to France if I want to, from my living room if I want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe the Alps. I don't know. I'll think about it. But Doomsday Dan was like, oh, bro, didn't you hear about what happened? And all the stories start like that. Every time I've talked to Dan, dude, you didn't hear what happened? No, fuck, Dan, I don't. What happened? He goes, some chick is losing her leg because of cycling. And a lot of times he's full of shit. I'll be honest with you. Like
what kind of cycling? Stationary at home cycling?
Yeah, so she was doing a spin class.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe him. Yeah. Right? I'm like, you're full of shit. You're not going to lose a leg from cycling and working out, right? Like that's not going to happen.
When you work out, you stand a chance to get injured, right?
Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to go online and I like to search these stories Dan sends me and I go, see, dumbass, it's not real. But this one was.
What happened?
So apparently this girl went in a little too hardcore with her spin class.
Yeah.
And she was starting out and she developed some sort of disease that developed in her leg muscles. I forgot what, it released too much protein or something like that. And it basically made it to where it got inflamed and she thought she was getting gains. And no, it was like her legs basically dying on her. And so she had to go to the hospital and had to get treatment, had to get the pressure released. And unfortunately, she's going to lose one leg.
Wow.
So I went from going and buying a bike to like, nah, man, I don't want legs no more.
To the one rare story of something like that happening, it's now scared you off.
It's pretty rare.
That's commitment, JC. You're so committed to your new endeavor that you hear one Doomsday Dan story.
It scared me because this girl was in shape. Like she was in decent shape prior to starting her cycling. I'm like, look it up before you do it.
Do you want to hear something more horrifying?
Yeah.
I thought my nipples were coming off.
Are they growing? Are they Pinocchioing on you?
Like, y'all, pregnancy is no joke. I don't know why women don't talk about this.
Hold on, we're gonna talk nipples right now. Let me get ready.
Your nipples, when you're pregnant, they get like
expand,
darker and bigger, right? Yeah. So that's fine. That's happened like early on, right? And my boobs haven't gotten that much bigger yet. I don't think. I mean, my boobs aren't real, but I still am kind of wearing the same size bra for the most part. So I don't think they've the milk hasn't come in.
So
yet.
You're not leaking yet.
No,
that does happen.
However, I noticed, this is so TMI, but I'm just going to tell you all. Okay. Fran was looking at me the other day like his chin dropped at me. And he's just amazing to me. Like, he tells me all day, every day that I am just like the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in his life. And I don't know if he really means that, but he's just been so wonderful to me throughout this pregnancy. So I'm really lucky that I can even be this comfortable because I'm really not, I've always been kind of that person that's like, keep it sexy. Like, don't get too gross with stuff, like I don't like go to the bathroom with the door open in front of him, maybe pee, but like, I don't talk about that kind of thing. I don't fart. And except for that one time that I was really sick and it was an accident. Like, I don't do that, that's not funny to me. But pregnancy is just, it makes you, obviously it's just a different level of a relationship because of the stuff you're.
That's when it sneaks out. Okay. It happens. It's natural, people.
It was air though. There was nothing else mixed in there. But yeah, you notice like your nipples have, I mean, everyone knows what a nipple looks like, but it started to look like I had like dark, dry skin on them, like they were getting little like pieces on them. And I have not really touched them or anything.
Like I'm athlete's just nipple?
Like almost kind of like like tiny scabs or something, but it looks like nipple skin. Like it looks like your nipple's kind of cracking or something, but I've just like let it be because this body's weird. I don't know what's going
on.
Hurt or anything? No, it doesn't hurt. Good. Nothing. I mean, your boobs are sore from time to time when you're pregnant, but no, it didn't hurt. Nothing. So I've gotten now like really, I've been testing out like stretch mark belly creams and stuff that I've been working on to make for Fitish with CBD and, and oil and whatnot. So I've gotten really good for the most part, at least like every other night. I am like putting.
Isn't it like coconut or something they put on there?
Cocoa butter. It's kind of a mixture of things, but I have like a ruptured blood vessel. And so, you start getting paranoid as a woman. You're looking in the mirror, like I don't have any stretch marks yet, but you're looking and you're like, what's going on? So anyway, I'm dousing myself with like all sorts of stuff and concoctions, like all over my stomach and my breasts. And I'm like putting all this all over my breasts. And all of a sudden, like all these little pieces of my nipple come off.
The skin?
The skin. And I'm like, no, what's happening to my body? And Fran's like,
our friend's nipples are falling off.
Fran's like, wow, well, that's probably normal. Like, that's what he says,
Did you Google
he tries to make me feel better. Yeah, and you know what it was?
What?
It's milk that is crusty.
Dry milk? You're making powder milk?
Apparently,
yo, that's dope.
That early milk that comes out, the colostrum or whatever, will come out a little bit and just dry right on your nipple. And That's what it was, but it looks like actual skin. And that's what it was, because I thought like my nipples were peeling off. I was so worried. I've grossed everyone out.
No, that's so cool.
I was so worried, and it didn't really hurt, but it looks like, I mean, it literally matches. Like, it looks like you just took skin off. It's the craziest thing. I know any woman that's had a baby, you're like, oh yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, your doctor tells you not to Google stuff, because you'll see, anytime you Google anything, I Google everything because I'm really curious, and it's so nice to see these message boards from all those different apps, the what to expect and whatever. Because yeah, all these women get on there and write stuff. I mean, I have never not found an answer to something about pregnancy when I've Googled it. Like, but basically everything weird is normal. Everything weird is normal.
There were times where Kinsey was pregnant and she asked me to take a look-see.
It's something.
Down there.
Oh, down there?
Yeah, to make sure everything was looking right.
Oh, yeah. I just am like fingers crossed that I don't get, I mean, you can get hemorrhoids real easily, and like then you have no choice like but to have your partner doctor you up.
It's
an experience.
When you check your woman's for a hemorrhoid, that's true love.
That's true love.
You know, like and that it's not gross. It's actually it's a beautiful thing that's happening in the body. I was all about it.
I don't know. The whole experience has been wild. I went and got waxed, and because like you get to a point that you can't, I can't really see down here anymore, which is a weird thing.
Yeah, you end up with a patch or something.
So I went to get waxed, and then I thought about how I got scolded for fully getting rid of all my hair the last time. So I told the woman just to leave like a strip, because I thought that might be a cool look. I haven't done that before. Just
a pregnant strip?
Just a strip.
Uh-huh.
But then I got home, and Fran's like, I want to see, and Fran's like, that's not a strip. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I hadn't looked, because I couldn't see. Like, usually when you get a wax, you can look and
what was it?
See. Like, she'd left like quite a bit of hair down there. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's not a strip.
She left a strap.
She left like a whole runway. Like, I don't know what happened. Yeah.
She just went with like pregnant belly, like whatever looked symmetrical to the pregnant belly, probably.
Anyway, yeah, this whole experience has been pretty wild. And now Fran and I can't agree on a delivery date, because I'm scheduling my delivery. And I don't know if I've told you all this, but my due date's February 24th and February 22nd is 2/22/22. And Fran is like, that's a great date. And my mom's like, I love that date. And so everyone now is telling me that I need to schedule it on 2/22/22 because it's a great date in time, in history.
Yeah, and it also equals 10. So you be giving birth to a dime piece.
Or 60, yeah. I'll be sure to let him know that.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to schedule it up to a week early. And so I could schedule it as early as the 17th. Now, that still means I could go into labor even before that, obviously, right? And you just call your doctor and go to the hospital. But, so many women have told me, if you're scheduling it, schedule it the first day, like that's healthy, that they allow you to schedule it. Because that last month, you were going to be so ready for that thing to be cut out of you that... And I'm just going, 220, I get why. 2/22/22 is a cool date. Okay, fine. The chances of me making it to that date, I feel like, are so slim as it is. And I am going to spend that entire week that I don't go in when I wanted to being so fucking pissed at Fran. Like, I'm going to go into labor in the middle of the night. I'm going to be so mad at him. I'm going to be so uncomfortable. Like, I could have gone in on Thursday. I'm
personally voting for 2/22/22.
Of course you are.
Cool. I'm sorry. It's just a really cool date. But it's whatever you feel better for your...
Whatever I feel good about.
You're the one that's going to be...
Yeah.
I did my hospital onboarding and they asked me if Fran is abusive.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I shouldn't laugh about it because a lot of women probably go through this, and it's
I guess they have to ask that.
Yeah, like if there's anything they need to be concerned about. But I'm like, I don't know if they're doing a call-in. I mean, it was an hour-long onboarding. They try and get all your information now, so it facilitates expedites the process when you get there.
You're like, actually, he compliments too much, like...
I was like, actually, yeah, he bothers me with how good he is.
God.
Yeah, they ask all sorts of stuff.
I wonder if they asked Kinsey that question. I feel like as a guy...
she obviously said you were fine, or they wouldn't have let you leave the hospital with the child.
But that would hurt my feelings if they asked her that.
They asked, if you have someone to take care of you after, if there's any abuse in the home or anything they need to be concerned about. I don't know, maybe because we're not married, or I'm not sure.
I brought music into the delivery room. Like, that's dope. She didn't want that.
I had to break the news to my mom. No one's allowed in except for him.
Not even Candy?
No visitors.
Because of COVID?
Only him.
The whole hospital
and
stay?
you can't like hand off. Like he couldn't like leave for an hour and let my mom come in. No.
What if?
But he's allowed in with me for surgery and to stay with me, but no one else is.
I've seen a lot of movies. I can make this work for Candy. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to show up at the hospital the day you give birth. Sorry about this, nurses or whoever works at the hospital, but we're going to tie you up.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to put Candy in one of those cool
Candy. Yeah.
scrubs
I'm just going to have her come in a nurse's outfit.
with the credentials.
Yeah.
And I'm going to apologize to this beautiful nurse and say, listen, so Candy can meet her daughter.
You know
her grandson.
It makes you realize, though, how many people have gone through life changing. I mean, who at the end of the day, I like to think I'm selfless enough to be like, as long as I'm okay and the baby's okay, this is for the greater good. Like, think about how many people haven't even been able to tell a loved one goodbye because they're not even allowed into the COVID unit and they've been on FaceTime telling their loved one goodbye. Like, who gives a fuck that I'm having a baby? Like, she can see us in a few days. Our family, maybe it's good for Fran and I too. You know, it'll just be him and I, and we can FaceTime and it's a happy day for us. It's not that, you know, I'm dying and my mom doesn't get in to say goodbye, you know? So it's really not the end of the world. I mean, I think you go to get birth and you have this idea in mind that you're going to have like all this family in and out, but that's just not the way of the world anymore. So,
you know, as long as the baby's healthy, Candy will meet her grandson eventually and get to hold him when you guys get out.
I can't believe it's a boy.
It's awesome. I'm going to buy him some Warby Parker sunglasses.
Yeah, little glasses.
I'm gonna get him some real ones.
Well, he's going to end up needing glasses if he inherits Fran's vision. Mine, on the other hand, I get to wear the Warby sunglasses. I don't need prescription. Fran needs more help.
I'm here to announce, Jenna, that I am now going to need a subscription Warby Parkers.
Prescription.
I'm not prescription, yeah. Because my eyesight up close is blurry.
Are you struggling to read it?
Yeah, so it has to be, now I'm like, I don't know if that's farsighted or nearsighted, but you know what? Warby Parker can help me out with this.
You can see far but not near.
I can see far but not near.
Yeah.
So whatever that is. But listen, don't let your FSA or HSA dollars go to waste. Put them to good use. Get a Warby Parker prescription or prescription sunglasses or contact lenses, or you can even get eye exams with Warby Parker. They're committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in their stores. I know you've probably seen their stores. You could stop by anytime. They offer eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses if you don't want to wear the glasses. And they just start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. This is what I did. You order 5 pairs of glasses that you see online for free. You get them for 5 days, try them on, see how you like them. There's no obligation to buy whatever glasses they send you. The shipping is free. It includes a prepaid return shipping label as well, so it makes it easy to return the glasses. Listen, you might like one of them and keep them. Or you might like all 5 of them, keep them. You might not like any of them and you want to try a different pair. That's fine. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at Warby Park. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/fitish. And these are really cool, man. I'm telling you. Again, that's warbyparker.com/fitish. Get yourself some cool glasses. I'll need prescription. Prescription.
Subscription. It happens.
I want a prescription.
I remember I used to mix up those words a lot when I would call the pharmacy to get a refill on my subscription, and they would laugh at me.
Did they really?
Well, yeah, because you need a refill on your prescription. Yeah.
You know what? I was telling my son the other day that I used to buy my grandma her cigarettes because I was asking him.
Yeah, I remember that story, and you were able to do that like really young. They would let you do it, probably because they knew you were so young you weren't smoking.
I guess so, because I was
still crazy.
I was definitely younger than 8, and my mom got married at 5. So I'm guessing. I remember I was probably between 5 and 8 years old when I was doing this. Because my son would not go into a store and buy his own, I think it was ice cream or something. He was too nervous to, donut. It was a donut.
Isn't that funny that kids, I don't remember being nervous to do that, but it's been like a thing. Even my little sister is real proud of herself now because she can go and like dad'll have her go into the grocery store and have her get something, you know, but it's like a thing. I didn't know it was a thing.
It turned into a thing. Like, I can't talk to her. I was like, listen, I used to live in Mexico City, and I don't know if this was true or not, but my grandma and my mom made it a point to tell me that I was a prime target for getting stolen just because I had blonde hair.
Yeah.
They're like, you listen, You got to be in and out. Get your butt over to the pharmacy. Get your buck right home because somebody's going to pick you up and they're going to sell you. So that was me. And I would walk to the pharmacy. I'd get the pack of cigarettes, my little egg that had a toy in it, chocolate egg, and I would walk by. No problem.
Do you think it's just something that about Mexicans? Like,
No fear?
Yeah, no fear. You're just respecting your elders. I don't know. I love it. I mean, I love the vibe.
I would like to try to see if my son can go buy some cigarettes, though. I don't smoke.
Not in this day and age. He's old enough now looking. I feel like if that they just wouldn't do it, you know?
There's got to be, because it was way too easy now that I think about it when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
but it depends on where you are. Like, if you're in Dallas proper or the suburbs where you live, probably not. But if you live in the middle of nowhere, you know, you might be able to get away with it at the store if he's like, hey, I just walked here. I'm buying cigarettes for my dad, you know?
I remember my first time I tried to buy alcohol with a fake ID. Don't do that, kids, by the way. But I walked in and I asked for Smirnoff vanilla.
Smirnoff vanilla.
Smirnoff vanilla. And the guy pulled it down, put it on the thing, and rang me up. Didn't even ask for my ID. And I'm over there sitting there like, I spent money on this thing. Like, you got to.
I don't know. I don't know the way of the world now. I mean, I knew that there were places back in the day, like in high school, where people used to go and get away with it and the store didn't care. I mean, I would think now that I'm like, that store would lose its license. I
Big
mean,
time.
they get in so much trouble.
I ended up getting taken away because one store did check, and it was not a good fake. First of all, I gave myself the name of a popular movie character at that time, so that wasn't smart. It was Keanu Reeves' character in The Replacements. Falco.
Falco.
Joe Falco.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was his name. So the guy apparently was a big fan of that movie because he goes, like the guy in The Replacements? And I was like, exactly like him. He goes, and you're from Ohio? It was an Ohio one. I was like, yeah. He goes, you're not from Ohio. I'm from Ohio. As soon as he said that, I was like, shit. He goes, what part of Ohio are you from? I said, Cleveland. And he goes, it says here you're from Akron. I said, yeah,
yeah.
you know, you move sometimes. That's my mom's address.
Oh, I hate when they start quizzing
Oh my God.
you.
And then he could see my sweat. He fucked with me for about 2 minutes before going like, hey, I can call the cops or you can just give me this and get out of my store. And I said, call the cops. He goes, really? I said, yeah, fucking call the cops right now. Give me my ID. You know, you're going to be embarrassed. And so he picked up the phone. I fucking ran.
Did you get your ID?
Nope. I ran.
Yeah, I got.
I called his bluff. I was like, damn, he went all the way.
Mine worked in my college town, but it did look nothing like me. It was a real ID. This Tanya from Texas, and I was in Ohio. But Tanya weighed 150 pounds more than I did. So it didn't work. And she was like 4 inches shorter. So she was a solid girl. It didn't work very well when I went to Vegas because they asked me my horoscope sign. I had no fucking idea what Tanya's horoscope sign was.
Keep track of that.
It's like, that's not really my thing, but everyone knows their own sign, but I didn't know. And so I got rejected.
No, there's got to be somebody out there that doesn't know their own sign. There's got to be. See, Garrett, our producer, doesn't know his own sign.
Garrett, the producer, doesn't know his sign. When's
You
your
really
birthday?
December what?
I thought he was going to
December
be like
16th.
today. I was going to be like,
I was
no.
like, happy birthday.
December 16th. Yeah,
So
I don't.
You're what my son would be, which I don't know what he is. Sagittarius?
Sagittarius, is that right?
I don't know. I'm guessing. Speaking of weird things to look up, I looked up.
Hey Siri, what horoscope sign is December 16th?
That's about
The horoscope sign for December 16th is Sagittarius.
Thank you, Siri, for working for the first fucking time ever that I've asked you a question, by the way. Like, that's the first time. You were right, Sagittarius.
that is pretty good.
Well, there you go. Sagittarius it is.
I looked up, speaking of weird things to look up, I looked up like what's Mrs. Claus's real name. And this one.
Sometimes I can't believe we podcast together. You
What?
looked up Mrs. Claus. You looked up a fictional character's real name.
Real. Yeah. And I can't get an answer on this.
Shocking.
There's none.
Could it be because she does not exist?
But one of the websites did give you her height and weight.
What is it?
They said she was 5'4", 240 pounds. They need to put some respect on her name.
She's jolly.
Every movie I've watched with Mrs. Claus, yes, she eats cookies. Yes, fully aware of that. But she's not 240 pounds.
How do you know? She's hiding in a
Because
suit.
if she's 5'4", 240 pounds.
That's what my
this
fake
just
ID
doesn't,
said.
it doesn't make sense to me. They got it all wrong on the website.
That's what Tanya was on my fake
Tanya.
ID. Mm-hmm.
That's what that girl.
Is it Tanya? Tanya?
Tanya.
Yeah, that's what my fake ID was. Yeah, she was like 240 something, 5'4", 240, 5'2" and 240, and I was 5'5" and 100 less than that probably.
Yeah, they didn't care. They just let you in. When you're a girl, I think it's easier to sneak in with fake IDs. They don't look at it as hard. Like as long as you look of age, you're in. But us guys, if you try to go to a club with a fake ID,
Which is so funny because you would think they would just do it. Like the whole thing's about people spending money, right?
Yeah, but they also want to protect their license. So if there's like an agent in there, like out here in Texas, we have TABC. So if there's anybody in there and they notice somebody that looks too young, they might question it. So that's why they probably let the girls that look a little bit older through. But guys, they don't want that. We're the ones buying drinks.
I know, but I would hate to. That was a very chauvinistic thing to say. I like to buy my own drinks, but you're the one buying drinks. I buy drinks.
We're the ones that get the bottles and stuff.
I got a bottle one night.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never got the bottle, but like I know guys that did.
I found that it didn't work well for me.
Why?
Because I went through this phase where I just was so annoyed by guys like trying to buy their way into things that when I started making money, it was when we started doing our TV show. When I started making money and I went to a club one night and I was with some girlfriends and I was actually with some girls from the show. It was someone's 21st birthday, one of our interns or something. I was like, fuck this, like I remember there were like 2 different guys in there that I'd gone out with or I had been like ghosted by, and they're the girls and their bottle service at the table, and so I just like pulled out my giant dick and was like, I'm gonna get a bottle, which by the way the club double charged me for. It was like $600 the next day. I was like, what did I do this for? I didn't even drink any of it. I didn't even have a good time. So now I know how most people feel, but I just went through this phase where I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to have to talk to a guy that's shitty. And and it was a friend's birthday. I was like, I'm just gonna get it. Now you better believe I did not get hit on one single time the whole night that I was there because I don't know.
You big dicked everybody.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Not my finest moment, but at least I got to try it. At least I got to like see what it was like.
I feel like if I was a dude at the club and I was single and I saw a chick buy a bottle, I'd want to go. I'd probably talk to her.
And it's ideal for me because then I just get to sit there and not have to like talk to a whole bunch of people. But still, the girls had fun.
The last time I did, and only one of the only times I've ever gotten bottle service. First of all, I'm that idiot that will when they come up with the menu, I go, "What's your cheapest?"
What's your cheapest? Yeah,
I'm that guy. And then it was for Kinsey's birthday, and I bought one bottle, and we had a bunch of people with us, and then Kinsey got too drunk, so I was like, "I'm gonna take her home," and we left. And I looked at my bank account the next morning. The people that were in our party.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I do.
Yeah, you remember this. You had left with us. I think you left with us.
I did.
Because we lived in the same apartment complex.
I remember this.
3 people that we worked with ordered more bottles under my card.
And shots.
And my little $300 night turned into a $1,400 night.
Such bullshit.
And the club was actually cool because I wasn't there. So I called and I was like, look, I didn't say you guys could get all these bottles.
Yeah.
So they took one of the bottles off, but it was everything else I still had to pay for.
That was so shitty.
So always, if you want to go big dick status like Jenna did, or I did that one time, just close it. Close it when you leave. Don't leave it. Don't
just be prepared to spend a lot of money.
Don't trust your friends.
Close it.
Yeah.
And you know what else is fucked up is that night one of my girlfriends, we only had like half the bottle of Grey Goose. She tried to leave with it. You're not allowed to leave with it. How? Why can't you put the lid back on and take it home? You paid a premium for it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm gonna bring water bottles for to-go cups.
I should be able to leave with it.
I bought it.
So funny.
Oh,
well,
man.
You know what? Those days
gone.
Those days are gone, huh?
They gone.
I don't miss them though.
I ain't buying no bottles.
Fran turned to me yesterday and he goes, "You know what's weird?" He went to meet some of his guy friends for a drink, and Fran used to be party boy. Oh my god! Like I think out drinking every night, and that was always a concern for me because I'm like, you need to know something about me. I'm not that person. I want to respect that you're that person and let you have times that you do that. But I'm like the antithesis of that person. I do not enjoy that at all. I really, really don't. I'm such a homebody. And he turned to me the other day. He's like, he was out drinking with friends and he actually came home after 2 hours. And I was kind of surprised because in the beginning of the relationship, it used to be kind of a thing that like, he'd be like, I'm going for a drink with a friend. And it's like 1 a.m. And I'm like, are you
8
dead? Where
hours
the fuck
later.
are you? Yeah, 8 hours later.
Oh,
He came home and he was like, I think I'm kind of over it. I was like, really? He was like, I'm just really excited about having a baby. I'm like, yeah, you say that now. That baby's going to be crying after a few months. He's going to be like, I'm just going to pop out for a drink
And that's
with
fine.
the guys.
yeah, you guys got to give each other breaks. Like I'll tell Kenzie, hey, you go do your thing, go get your nails done, go shopping or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take care of these bozos, and then she'll do the same for me.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you tag team the kids together. You both yell, and then you cry about it afterwards.
I'm not ready. Okay, I have 2 more months to get ready.
2 more months, Jenna. It'll pop out before you know it.
I love your advice and your criticism. info@fitish.com for all of that.
Don't no criticism, please. She's a pregnant woman.
Whatever.
We don't need criticism. If you're gonna criticize someone else.
Criticize someone else. Criticize your own life. Yeah.
Thank you. We're all friends here in the Fitish podcast.
Well, great to see you.
Good to see you too.
See you soon.
Kenzie just sent me a text.
She did.
Yeah, I'll let you read it because it's not fun.
I bought you $455 worth of new stuff.
I asked her to buy me one shirt. One shirt.
Oh.
I don't shop for clothes very often, but I needed a shirt because I have an event tonight.
Is this Oh my God, so it's not even for Christmas. It's
No.
just for now.
She tries to buy me a wardrobe, but yeah, she went crazy.
Why don't you say we can't afford New York now?
We can't afford New York.
We can't
right
afford New York.
now. I'm
Kenzie.
probably gonna return most of that stuff. So
Oh, she's amazing.
Good
All right.
times.
Well, we'll see you next week.
bye.